Hi guys, and welcome to my first YouTube video. Woo. So in this video I want to talk about my fitness journey from start to now, how I got where I have, how it's affected me, because I feel like a lot of you out there will resonate with me and hopefully learn something from this video, because I know from experience that there's a lot of bullshit out there and they're easy traps to fall into when people are trying to sell you things and promising you that you'll get the results you want. So to start, I'm going to start from the beginning. When I was tiny, I was a very small child. I didn't have any weight problems for the first few years, from ages like 1 to 6 or 7, I want to say. I was very small. I didn't really eat that much. I never had problems with food. I was just a typical kid who didn't like anything. But yeah, I never had any problems. I was tiny. I will put pictures in if I can figure out how. So maybe they're up on screen, I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't very big. I was very small, to be honest. And then I can't remember exactly when I started gaining the weight, because obviously I was young. I can't really remember it, but I know that I was pretty chunky when I left primary school to go up to secondary school. So that would be the ages of 10 to 11. I was definitely chunky. I never had any comments on it before. Not when I was in primary school. I knew I was big, but at year 11 you don't really care. It's not one of those things, it's not a problem, you know. It's not something you notice, that you don't exactly look good to people is not a thing that you think of when you're 11. So I didn't have any problems then. But going up to secondary school is when everything started, because kids aren't particularly nice with what they say. So going up to secondary school, I would have been 12 or 11 or 12, can't remember. But yeah, kids say things. Granted, it probably didn't help that my best friend at the time was very small, beautiful, everybody loved her, sort of thing, and I wasn't. I was big, I was socially awkward, I didn't really fit in very well, I was very quiet. So yeah, that didn't help the situation, because my friend got on really well with like popular kids and I was just following her, and I think I was just an easy target, sort of thing. So from going up to secondary school, I think the first 3 years of it I did gain more weight as I was getting older, not knowing, like, it wasn't something I focused on. I was eating whatever I wanted. I would exercise in PE. I would also exercise at home because Just Dance was a thing and I was amazing at it. High scores all around, loved it. But obviously what I was eating at that time was a lot of calorie dense foods, and the exercise I was doing wasn't about to burn that off, sort of thing. Yeah, so I think I started noticing, well, caring about my weight when I was in year 8 or 9 maybe, so maybe when I was like 13, 14. Because people say things, you don't think they're meant like maliciously, especially I know from a few of them it wasn't. It was just, people think that when you are fat, you know, you do know, but when somebody else says that you're fat, it does hurt and it sticks with you, sort of thing. So it's a lot of comments, I remember from that time in my life, that I think has led me to everything that's happened up till now, basically. So yeah, from all those years in secondary school up until I went into sixth form, because I stayed in school. I just burped, I'm so sorry. Up until like sixth form, I was trying to lose weight. You know, I didn't like eating in front of people because I didn't want them to see me eating, and if I was eating something healthy, be like, oh, who's she kidding, you know, she obviously doesn't eat like that. Or if I was eating something not healthy, being like, well, no wonder she's the size she is, sort of thing. I also turned into that person who wouldn't take her jacket off. Like, I wouldn't take it off no matter how hot it got. I'd just sit there and sweat, because for some reason I thought, as long as I've got my jacket on, nobody knows what I look like, nobody knows I'm big, no one can judge me, sort of thing. It was one of those like comfort reassurance things, like, as long as I've got my jacket on, I'm a normal person, you know, my size doesn't matter, which is not how it works, but yeah, it's one of those. I still have trouble now, like, having my arms out, I think from years of hiding them. It's one of those inherent things, like, I don't try and be like weird about it, but I can't help it a lot of the time. Yeah, so through my sixth form years, I was trying to lose weight, trying to fit in, and it didn't work. I mean, I didn't know at the time about calories or weightlifting or any resistance training. I didn't know about any of it. I just thought, move more. If I move more, that'll solve everything. Like, I didn't think about the different foods out there, like not knowing what calories is. I didn't think about what I was eating. I just thought about, like, if I'm eating little things, like a cookie from school, or these tiny carton milkshakes they sold there as well, and then come home and have one meal, I thought, oh, that's a very small amount of food, so I should lose weight, which is not how it works, because the little things I was eating were very high in calories, which I didn't know at the time, because nobody tells you about this stuff, which is stupid. So yeah, in my, I think it was my last sixth form year, or maybe it was later than that, I can't remember. My sister was getting married, and she decided to do a group PT session twice a week, was it, in the weeks leading up to her wedding. And this was my first introduction to weightlifting, which, as you'll find out, I love. It did save me. It gave me something, a hobby that I really love doing, and a career, because I don't know what I'd be doing in my life if I wasn't becoming a personal trainer. I have no idea, and it's just something I love, and I love giving people the information they need to reach their goals, because it's just not out there, because there's companies everywhere trying to sell you these things and promise you results when they're hiding what you actually need to know from you, and I can't. So anyway, back to the story. Yeah, so leading up to a wedding, we had a PT session, first introduction to resistance training, and then after the wedding, the PT session stopped, but I started doing a lot of research on weight training at home. Given that I had like problems with how I looked and anxiety, about like social anxiety, I wasn't good at talking to people or being like around people or fitting in, I decided to start doing it from home. So I bought a few dumbbells, resistance bands, and just started watching Fitness Blender. Is the first place that I started. Their YouTube videos saved me. They were what showed me how to do what I love. So they had a million videos on it. They did, it was a 4-day program, so you did it every week, and a weightlifting, and I think it was like upper, lower, full body. I can't remember what it was, but that was like, I followed them religiously for like months. I can't remember how long it was, but it was my chance to get into it at home without people watching me, without feeling out of place at a gym, because I wasn't about to walk into a gym full of people who weightlift and the size I was, feeling uncomfortable, you know, but how I looked, feeling like everyone's eyes on me, it wasn't gonna happen. So that was where I started. I did progress from that on to, I don't know if I did my own thing or if I followed other people's programs. I remember I bought a Gains by Brains program. She's on Instagram, she's beautiful. Go check out her page. I bought her, what was it called? Gym guide. I think it was just a basic gym guide. It didn't like specify whether you want to cut or bulk, because it's in the program how to choose your nutrition around your training, basically. But that was like, I followed that and did from home. It was a gym guide, but I swapped out the like machine bits and did that either body weight or banded at home, which worked. And yeah, it just progressed into buying more weights, a barbell, you know, and after 4 years, here we are. I actually only stepped foot in a gym this year after COVID ended. So I did the majority of my transformation, whatever you want to call it, I did the majority of that from home with like dumbbells and bands. So it can be done. Don't get scared because, sorry my dog, don't get scared because you feel like you need to go to the gym to get results and you don't want to try and work out in front of people. Don't let that put you off. You can do it from home. It's 100% possible. So yeah, that up to now, I love the gym now. It's a place that I go. I have me time. Getting stronger is something that really makes me happy. Like, it's ridiculous the high it gives you for like how strong you feel from it. So that's the physical side of it. With the mental side, I don't want to say I've ever had eating disorders, but last year with COVID, the pandemic, I struggled a lot when we first went into lockdown with eating. I don't want to say I had a disorder, but I struggled a lot with binging because what I did was, when we got locked down, because I got scared of being locked in the house with my fridge, I thought, right, we're gonna cut our calories, we're gonna keep working out, cut our calories, and we're just gonna ignore the fridge. You know, it's not there, it's not a problem, sort of thing. But the issue with this was that it was causing me to say no to a lot of foods that I loved and end up binging and feeling horrible. Like, I don't think people who don't binge don't understand that it's different from overeating. It's so weird because you're fine all day, and then for me it was at night. At night, for something like takes over you and you just can't, you're like tired of resisting, of saying no, and you just give in. And I remember my breaking point of these binges was my brother's girlfriend gave him some cake to bring home, and for like someone who's trying to restrict their calories, cake is like a big red flag, like no, don't bring it anywhere near me, you know, it's one of those things. Bear in mind, I don't like chocolate cake, I don't, but it was chocolate orange cake, and he brought it home and I was like, I don't want any of it, I don't even like chocolate cake, which I don't. But when you say you can't have something, your brain sort of is like, it tries to test you, sort of thing, and it's like, no, we want it though, we want it even though you don't like it. It's like, oh, but we really, really need it, we want it. So by the end of the night, no one was here, and I went into the kitchen in the dark and ate what was left of this cake. Bear in mind, it was like probably a third of cake and I ate it all, and I felt horrible. Like, I felt weak for not being able to resist it. I felt gross because like my stomach felt like it was gonna pop. It was so full, because you're not supposed to eat a third of fucking chocolate cake. Oh, don't swear. This was like my breaking point, where I was like, right, enough is enough. I'm tired of feeling this way, of feeling so shit about myself. So what I did was I educated myself on reverse dieting, basically, and I did that, and it was weird to see it work, because I was so nervous about it, because the premise of reverse dieting is that slowly you add calories each week, like a small amount, 50 to 100 calories to what you're eating, because at the point I was resisting. So at the point where I was restricting my calories, I was down to like 1500 calories, which is very low calories. So I wanted to build it back up to like 2000, which I managed in, I can't remember how long it was, 4 or 5 months, because I took it so slow because I was so scared of gaining weight. But it works, and it's one of those things that you just do need to trust the process. I know it's hard and you feel like you're going to be the one that these things just don't work for, you know, it's not going to work for me for some reason, you know, you're the defective one, and it's not true. It takes time, it takes commitment, and you have to trust the process, because it works. There's science behind it. It works, you know. Trust yourself, you know. It's one of those things. So yeah, after that I managed to build my relationship with food, and this is why I'm like, I preach it to everybody, where balance and moderation are the best ways to make a sustainable lifestyle. So you can eat whatever you want, as long as it's in moderation. You know, you use your brain, you're not like stuffing your face full of burgers and ice cream all day. You can have a Big Mac if you want a Big Mac. You can have apple crumble if you want apple crumble. Just don't be, you know, be mindful of it, you know. Balance. Make sure you get in all your fruits and veg in, your protein, your carbs, your fats. Get everything in. Make it balanced, you know. Make it help you reach your goals. If you're craving something, have that thing, because I swear, if you try and say, I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it, by the end of the day you're going to end up eating like a whole bar of chocolate when you just wanted a few squares of it. It's one of those things. Stop trying to resist things and tell yourself you can't have it, you don't deserve it, because you do. You deserve a healthy relationship with food, which is why I preach it so much, because like people like who go on keto, who think they need to, carbs are bad, bread is making me fat, I need to cut out bread to lose weight. You don't. And if you love bread, please don't do keto, don't cut out. Bread is one of the best things about life, let's all be honest here. Don't cut that out, please. I'm begging you, because it doesn't work and you'll be miserable. So I will get off my soapbox now, but I just wanted to explain why I care so much about making sure people know you can make a life that is sustainable, that helps you reach your goals and makes you happy, because I've managed to do it, you know. And if I can do it, anyone can, trust me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it. Just, I know I feel kind of grimy asking you to do that, like you don't have to, but thanks for listening anyway. If you sat through this whole thing, thank you. And hopefully there'll be more to come. If you have any questions, obviously leave them in the comments. I will try and get back to them. But oh, and if you do want some more tips on health and lifestyle or fitness or anything, check out my Instagram. If I can figure out how to put it in here, I will. If not, it will be down in the description. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.